Hi, everybody. This is your Lesson 6 vocabulary in Seow's Hebrew grammar. It's on page 60 and 61. So I'm going to read through these, starting at the top of 60. Ahar or ahare means after or behind. El, unto, into, to, or toward. And be very careful. Notice that this is only slightly different than ale, the word for God, right? So ale would be aleph tsere lamed, and that would mean God. And here we have aleph segol lamed. So el, to, toward. Ba, in, with, by, among, through, as. For starters, it's probably enough to just remember in and with, the first two of those. So think ba, in, and with. Bane, between. Ka is like or as, or about, according to. La, to or for. It can also mean in regard to or with reference to. Lifnei, before. Other words for before that are built similarly to this lifnei are al penei. Say, I'll list these here. Al penei can mean before or on the surface of. Mipnei, or milifnei would be from before or from the presence of, or possibly because of. Min, from is kind of the basic meaning you can remember there. Min equals from, but it can also mean away from, out of, some of, or because of. And we'll go into min a lot more in the next chapter, in chapter 7. I think it's on page 73. So we'll get more of that in 7. Neged, in front of. Ad, as far as, until. All, upon, on, over, concerning, beside, or against. And Seow has a note here, and this is very true. Students very much tend to confuse el, which was the second word at the top of the list, and all, right? Because they sound very similar, even though el is with an aleph and that e vowel. And here you have all with an ayin and an a vowel. So just make sure you know the difference of those, right? El meaning to or unto, and all meaning over, upon, above. Okay, last preposition here is tahat. It can mean physically under something, underneath of something physically, or it can also mean instead of or in place of. Maybe one king became king tahat another, so in place of the other. And then it's worth noticing too that sometimes two prepositions will be combined for emphasis, and these are important examples. So min can be combined with tahat, mid tahat, and min can also be combined with all and becomes me all, or sometimes mi me all for above. Okay, now there's also a few nouns and proper nouns for chapter 6. So our first noun, aron. Aron is ark, as in the Ark of the Covenant, not as in Noah's Ark. That's a different word. Chest, Ark of the Covenant, or a chest. Hatat, sin or a sin offering. On the top of 61 is the divine name, Yod, He, Vav, He. And we've talked about this in class, but when you see this in the Hebrew Bible, actually the vowels for Adonai, the vowels for my Lord, are imposed upon the consonants of Yod, He, Vav, He. As a way of saying, when you read this, don't read the divine name, but read Adonai instead. So my practice when reading is when I see the divine name, Yod He Vav He, which is kind of unpronounceable as you're reading it, and that kind of tips you off that I'm not supposed to read it. So when I see Yod He Vav He in the text, I'll read it as Adonai, or I'll read it as Adonai. But when I and when you are translating for a quiz or exam or just in class, you can translate it as Yahweh without the vowels. So he has here capital YHWH, and that's a fine practice. So you can translate it Yahweh, but when you read it, you can read Adonai. Okay, and then our last noun, Lila, which means night. And for both Lila and Yom, if you add the definite article on the front, the ha, so ha Lila, the night, or ha Yom, the day, it can also have the meaning of today or tonight. So ha Lila could be tonight, and ha Yom could be today. And then finally, a few proper names. So David, 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 Yehuda, Yehuda, Judah, Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, Yisrael, Yisrael, Israel, Moshe, Moshe, Moses, and Mitzrayim, Mitzrayim, Egypt. Notice that that's a dual, just like Shemaim and Maim. It's just a dual. It's not two Egypts, just Egypt. Okay, that's all for your lesson 6 vocabulary.